Howdy folks, my name is Lanso90 and welcome back to Let's Play Dwarf Fortress. So, we're making a new map here. I wasn't ready to stop playing Dwarf Fortress, I am having fun with it. The assault got to me there, is just the fact that we were like 1 minute short of not having the base secured properly for that. It's kind of annoying. The fact that we got attacked by the undead horde rather than just like goblins or something was pretty annoying. Because the goblins, they give up after a certain amount of time. They just can't get in, so they leave. I think even if they did decide to stay, they would eventually just starve to death because they're not... The undead don't hunger or need liquid or anything, you know, but anything else in this game does have to eat. If it was a were creature encounter, they would attack the fort. They might completely ruin my fort because they might infect too many people. But I could put people on quarantine and stuff, and I could lock people in the hospital and things like that. And ultimately, if you can get everyone inside the fort and lock it down, eventually the were creature will de-transform, and then you can go out and kill them while they're not transformed. What's the other encounter? The Bronze Colossus encounter. I don't think I've had that one myself, but I think it's kind of similar to the Goblin encounter. It'll do as much damage as it can, but if it can't get in, it'll leave, I think. Even if it doesn't leave, it's just one thing, so if you can round up all your doors to go attack it, you'll have a lot of losses for sure, but you can get rid of it and move on with your life. So, anyway, that was a practice game anyway. So the main thing we need to do is, what did we learn, and how can we apply it this time that we play through? So, I think the big thing is we need some kind of basic security finished. Like, we've got to lock in the base somewhere, so that even if the worst comes to pass, you can stay underground. But like there, I didn't have doors. Like, normally I'd put doors after the trade depot, and that would allow us to just shelter the doors behind the doors. And then, yes, we lose access to the above world, but we could do anything we wanted underground still. So there's that. Except I think doors can break now, but I'm not really sure. I haven't seen it happen. I think creatures can bash down doors. We'll have to see, which is why I wish there had been a goblin invasion, because we could have found out some more important information about how things work than what those zombies could show us. Multi-layers of defense I would think would also be important. So after getting like the door defense set up, I would like to set up just like a small, I don't know if I want to call it a tower, just like a hut on top of our entrance. So then inside this hut, I can position the guards to shoot out and kill anything in the courtyard without being at risk themselves. And then final line of defense is getting those walls that we're trying to set up completed. So I think this time we may try to do the digging straight down into the earth setup, because that one was a horizontal setup into the side of a mountain. When you dig straight down, it's a little bit easier to set up like good fortifications. So we'll see how that goes. I think I'll build the base lower down. Like I've done it before in the past, and I didn't do it this time. I stopped doing it for some reason. But rather than build my temporary rooms I start with, those big rooms where I put like the workshops and the farms and the giant stockpile, I need to set those up on the lowest floor that is sand or clay or soil. And then that way there's several layers above it that I can build fortifications into. So that way I can build like a really deep moat and it won't get in the way of other things. And then same thing with the well. I want to try to get the well down as low as I can, but that's a little bit tricky. When I dig the well in any way other than the way I know how, it can go wrong pretty quickly. But yeah, that's what I've learned. So we're going to try to apply that. We're going to wait for the map generation to go here. So I'm going to pause the recording, and I'll be back shortly. All right, so here's our world. I guess I could have skipped this part too, but it's okay. It shouldn't take too long. I say as it takes too long. Okay, I'm glad I waited because that took a lot longer to get through as I thought it would. But all right, let's search for a embark location. Find desired biome. Fluxstone, absolutely. Shouldn't have to set the aquifer. Yes, river. Yes, shallow metals. Yes, deep metal. Less than or equal to a little. No, I want less than or equal to deep. Clay isn't necessary. Actually, like that to say multiple if we could. Let's see what this finds. Multiple metals might be too much to ask for, but I hope it comes. So this time we did not get a full-size world. We got like the half world, or you can consider it like a tidally locked planet, or you consider it like 1/4 of a full-size planet or something. Many ways to interpret it. All right, browse results. Let's see, we're looking for more temperate climate. Probably not on this island, because there's probably not that many nations on this island. Yeah, just dwarves and elves. Not good enough. There's everything over here. That's a good sign. So is this like a goblin area on top of an evil zone? Yeah. Interesting. A little scared of that. This is okay other than the fact that it's calm. Shallow metal, deep metals. Let's see the flux stone. Let's see, moderate trees. Oh, it's hot. Yeah, it's a little too warm for us. Let's look over here. It's fairly good. Don't necessarily like warm climate, but there's nothing wrong with it either. Yeah, this one's pretty good. So let's leave a note here. Add notes. One. See what else we've got. So hard to look at this map. Savannah. For forest, but it's warm. I really need my glasses for this part of the game. There's just like so much flashing on the screen, and the little tiles are so small. It's really hard to tell what's what. Come Humans, humans, elves. This is pretty good too. We got a stream. Everything's how I like it. Oh. Incredibly high elevation. No wonder. Let's see, this biome would be... That's pretty steep too. Steep isn't the end of the world, it's just kind of annoying. I don't think that's quite as good as that first location that we found. Couple more places. This is pretty good, actually. Goblins, elves, humans, dwarves. High elevation again. I don't really care which zone, because they're pretty similar. Just be looking for the least steep. Be like here. For conifer. Yeah, I think this one's our best bet here. Actually, no difference between these two biomes. They're just... Alright, I like this spot. We have to set our nation. So let's see, we'll be looking at this one. We're up here right now. Yeah, I think that was actually one of the closest ones, was the one we were starting on. White Rack's kind of close. It's closer than the Palace of Axes. It's also that one. This one's pretty isolated. I think it's the Wet Rack that's really the closest to us. Crafts of Joy aren't too bad either. I think the Crafts of Joy maybe makes a little bit more sense. Alright, let's embark here. And prepare for the journey carefully. Alright, I'm gonna take a look at these peasants and see which one's best at doing what. Alright, so I have our doors assigned. We have to give them more skill points, but we have the basic setup here. Aiton is our carpenter. Odom is our hunter. Olan is our fisherman. Vutok is our grower, which is our farmer. Ratkus is our miner. Erush is our cook and also the building designer. Aiden is also the mason and mechanic. And Odom here, I think, is also he's the trader, the appraiser. And the fisherman is also the record keeper. So let's tab over to items. It's usually easier to deal with. I'll do my basics, freeing up a lot more cash for us here. Get rid of this useless pigtail nonsense and replace it with good old-fashioned cave spider stuff. Cave spider. Cave spider. There we go. And we'll cut back on the ale for some more rum. Some wine. And some beer. Then can't remember if I normally go with, I think it's 10, yeah. Got ourselves some extra starting meat here. With a variety of different animals and forms. That was loud. Alright. Wolverine kidneys. And some moose brain. Cave fish, 10 cave lobster. Pond turtles. Rock nuts are pointless. Lump helmets are incredibly valuable. Couple cups are pretty good. And sweet pot and cave wheat are what they are. My hunting dog and my war dog. Give me my El Gatos. Nanny goat and billy goat. My rooster and 4 hens. I gotta track down our rabbits. There they are. Like so. And we're gonna need copper crossbow. Copper arrows. We'll go back to our dwarfs. Carpenter. So need to give you a couple points in wood cutting and a couple points in wood crafting. Hunter. You should also get a point in dodge and armor using. A few different things that helps him with conversations. Fishermen, you're pretty much going to be fishing all the time. Which actually means you're not going to be a very good record keeper. I'd love for you to be, but I guess by the time we're keeping records, we'll have other fishermen. Make you a little better at that job. Grower, I would also like you to be the herbalist. Get competent grower. Miner, we just want you to be very good at mining. Irish is our cook, which also means you need to be the brewer. So you kind of have to wear a lot of hats, but you're also going to be the fish cleaner and the butcher. Someone has to be able to do it. Oops. Mason. Also need you to be a stone crafter, make you a little bit better at masonry. The farmer could probably pick up another skill too. It might take off a little bit of the weight from the other guy. Farmer, I'm also going to make you the butcher. I'm going to take butchery away from this guy. And then I must be forgetting something because we have a lot of points left over. See, we took care of the food, we took care of the crossbow, we took care of the drink. Got the new cloth stuff. Got the new fish. Oh, I don't have any pigtail skeets here yet. Extra plump helmets are always useful. Okay, now we're pretty close. Honestly, a little bit of extra rope and bags would be pretty nice. There we go. All right. So our fort name, Rampart Spiraled. Sure. That doesn't make sense. Do random until we find something decent. West Cloistered, Bridge Bodies, Foreshore, Over Machine, Steel Blockade, Golden Mines, Profit Lever, Fish Shot, Shaft Lanterns, Nut Gems. Okay. Nut Gems. And then leave a comment in the comments below if you'd like to be a dwarf. You can pick whichever one you want. I'm not going to name them automatically this time.
Better be worth it.
And there we go. It's going to take a hot second for it to load. There it goes. Nut Gems, geological. What kind of animals want to eat us? Jaguars. Okay. See what we get. Any day now, game. If you wouldn't mind. Of course, the second I hit pause, it finished loading. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's get rid of the mini-map. Oh, unpaused. Hey, we're actually like perfectly positioned for what I was gonna do to build our base here. So that's interesting. All right. I mean, that's like exactly where we want to be. That's kind of amazing. Not too much to talk about, actually, because we're in the exact right spot. A lot of trees. What kinds of trees do we got? Bayberries, birch, hazel, larch, persimmon, sandpear, beeches. It's still crazy to me, like all the trees have edible things on them. That's insane. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, we're all out of time for this video though. I hope you all enjoyed. We'll get started in the next one. If you did, remember to hit the like button, keep the conversation going in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, I hope you have a good day.